All right, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Greene, AMTV. It is May 19, 2022. Please like and share this critical information. Like and share it with your friends and family. Get it out to your communities. We really depend on you beating the algorithms and getting out what people need to know, because things are getting crazier and crazier by the day. You almost kind of have to laugh at some of this stuff. We had former President George W. Bush say, quote, "The decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq." I guess a Freudian slip, referring to himself and the horrors in his mind of all the civilian casualties in the failed wars in not just Iraq, but also Afghanistan. That, again, according to the media here in the West, was a peacekeeping mission. But the war in Ukraine that Putin is currently fighting, a proxy war against the United States government, is a war crime. Even though Iraq was sold on false pretenses, which was what? WMDs, which didn't even exist. Weapons of mass destruction. Remember that? Mission accomplished, ladies and gentlemen. Weapons of mass destruction that never even existed. So he blames it on being 75 years old. I think that's how old he is. But basically, he ultimately told you the truth of the matter. So things are getting crazy, guys. I mean, this is a proxy war. We know China, and the rhetoric is heating up, is about to very soon take Taiwan. And I did a report on the beach just yesterday. Beautiful night. There was some cloud cover talking about the report that now vast swaths of the U.S. are at risk of summer blackouts, according to major regulators. So let's look at this article again, because I think that this is absolutely extremely significant. You need to be paying attention to this. Vast swath of U.S. at risk of summer blackouts. Now, keep in mind, they've been warning about the cyber event for a very long time. The cyber event, they keep telling us, is the next big thing. The cyber event. So let's look at this. They say it's in particular going to affect the Midwest, can include all parts of the United States, and Canada's power grids will be stretched. We saw this, of course, in Texas during the winter months not too long ago. It was freezing temperatures. People couldn't heat their homes. Now they're saying due to the heat, people won't be able to run their air conditioning. So ERCOT, if I'm saying that correctly, mentions this, talks about this. NERC is talking about this. This is one of the major regulators in the area. And also saying that there's great inefficiencies now as a result of the supply shocks. Oh, how convenient. As a result of the geopolitical conflict. Oh, how convenient that there could be a cyber event. Oh, how convenient as a result of what's going on in Ukraine. So this is a giant warning, and you should be prepping for this, and you should be expecting this. You know, out here in Hawaii, we get things like hurricanes, so we prepare for that as well. It affects various parts of the island differently because we have about 10 different microclimates here on the island. A lot of people don't know this. Like, for example, where I live, it's drier. Usually when the storms come through, we don't really get a lot of rain. It's extremely rare that happens. Also, in addition to that, Massachusetts detects, very conveniently, its first case of monkeypox. Monkeypox this year found in Massachusetts. Confirmed. And it's also confirmed all over Europe, spreading around the world. For those of you who don't know what monkeypox is, well, it's basically transmissible by monkeys. And then pox emerge all over your body, kind of like in a rash. So there's some warnings and concerns that that'll be heating up this summer. So expect things to start heating up this summer, okay? More of the same. And then expect a brutal winter, as we all know what happens when we get to the winter. Also, the S&P 500 falling in a choppy trading session today as it approaches bear market territory. Many CEOs, including the CEO of Wells Fargo, is warning it's going to get much worse for Americans. In fact, they're even blaming inflation now on ordinary Americans. This is incredible. I saw an article today on CNBC, and it basically said because Americans have been strategically relocating to the freedom states like Phoenix, which has had like one of the highest inflation rates recently, places like Florida, people are moving there because there's not as much taxation, there's more freedom, that it's actually your fault for creating the inflation. Not the Federal Reserve interest rate policy, not the bank bailouts, not the $40 billion of freshly minted, hard, hyperinflationary cash that the U.S. Congress just confirmed on your behalf. I mean, instead of transferring all the armaments from Iraq, which would have been cheaper, in Afghanistan, they just left it there, right? They just withdrew. Remember when Biden did that? Biden did that. Okay, and then now they're going to rearm Ukraine with fresh new armaments, which will only make the you-know-what complex even richer. Notice that the primary beneficiaries in recent years, the companies making the most money, suddenly, coinkadinkly, it's not a coinky-dinky, is big oil, and the other one that we can't talk about. Isn't that interesting that it's so highly profitable? What's happening for this top 0.0000000 bailout 1%? It ain't that great. How do we like them apples? So, we're moving to an age of uncertainty and scarcity. But here to provide you with hope, ladies and gentlemen, because there's actually a lot of opportunity in this, I'm here to give you 3 massive action steps that you can take today. Massive actions that can improve your mindset. Think and grow Bitcoin rich. Join us at the limited seating AMTV Academy. Learn these skill sets today because there's actually more opportunity in a recession. If we're in a recession, if we're entering a recession, there's actually less competition, creates efficiencies, forces you to create new income streams, which is what you should be doing. Best time, by the way, to start a new business. So you should be learning those skills at school. In fact, I started my first business in 2008-09. That's when I got into social media e-commerce marketing, which I teach at school. It was the best time to do it because people didn't see the opportunity. Just like now, I would argue, is the best time in the approaching what they're calling a bear market, approaching what I would argue is a economic forced and intentional by design pre-planned depression that they want. So things get so bad that they eventually introduce the Antichrist. I mean, that's what's going to happen biblically, ladies and gentlemen, to solve all your problems, And eventually that worthless, inflationary, not worth the fake digital, not even printed on paper anymore, printed to infinity currency that will be that worthless UBI and universal basic income for the peasants. So here are your 3 tips today, and take massive action on these today. 1, focus on what you can control, not what you can't control, ladies and gentlemen. People focus far too much on what they can't control, on the uncertainty factor, which makes you incapable of taking action, incapable of producing results, and incapable of improving your life. 2, don't focus on your past. So many people are focused on the past, many are thinking about the future, but very few of you are actually in the hyper-present. Be in the hyper-present. Don't focus on your past mistakes, your past failures, or even your past successes. Only what you can do today through actions. Be present in that moment so you build a better future through your daily incremental 1000x steps. Health, wealth, body, spirit, start a new business, cash flows, incomes, crypto, blockchain, and so much more. Teach all this at school. That's why you should take this school, ladies and gentlemen. Take advantage of the 1000x Life promo code today to learn more. 3, focus on what you have, not what you don't. You're all blessed in certain ways. You got a bed to sleep on tonight? Be thankful. You got food to put in your belly? Be thankful. Again, somebody's praying for the things you take for granted, ladies and gentlemen. So think in abundance, not scarcity. Okay, money's energy, for example. People think of money in scarcity. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh, it's so hard to make. No, it's not. You're thinking in scarcity. Money is a tool. It's a flow. It's like water. You got to create the flows. You got to find solutions to the problems. You find solutions to other people's problems at scale. You'll make the flow. You'll make the cash flow. You'll make the income. You'll make the money. So the 3 massive steps, and by the way, if we are entering a recession, it's actually a competitive advantage for you pivoting and leveraging yourself today. I encourage you to do it at school by doing these 3 things. 1, focus on what you can control. 2, don't focus on your past, on the failures, mistakes, or even the successes. Be in the present, build a better future today with your actions, and take massive actions, which is hard for a lot of people to do. Focus on what you have, not what you don't. Think in abundance and not in scarcity. So those are some principles that I would like you to think about today. Also, do me a favor, like and share this video. I love you all. Jesus Christ is King, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be doing more video updates. I'm going to take you out for a ride, show you some of the beautiful scenery. It's a little cloudy / rainy today as well. I got a mega pop coming soon too, baby. You know, people are like, Christopher, what's wrong with you, bro? Dude, I'm living the 1000X life, ladies and gentlemen. I'm living in the present. We are breaking the mold at school. We are the ones doing the big things. We are accomplishing the impossible at BitcoinRich.com. We're the ones that create the cash flows. We're the ones that create the jobs. You are the ones on your steps, your 3 incremental steps to success today. Taking massive action, thinking in abundance, outside of the box to create the opportunities for yourself that's going to be needed for your massive success this year in 2022, which could very well be a bear market, could very well be a Great Depression. I mean, guys, what kind of emergency are they going to throw at you next? Grid down, as is warned by these major energy regulators, as George W. Bush is admitting his failures in Iraq, because it was all BS. And obviously, those ghosts haunt 75-year-old George W. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, nothing is new under the sun. I love the book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon realizing that nothing is new under the sun. History repeats. But as things get bad enough, which is what they want, as these supply shocks created by governments continue to occur, as things get worse, and inflation, which they're now saying is your fault, not theirs, not the big bank bailouts, not the too big to fails, not the Federal Reserve, not the central bank, not closing down our entire economies, but you. It's your fault for wanting freedom and liberty and moving to freedom states. That's literally what they're saying. And as they eventually roll out, and focus the peasants on worthless distractions, like the Pentagon investigating UFOs, even though they told you were a crackpot conspiracy theorist years ago. Now they're just saying, oh yeah, UFOs now, guys. It's being invested by the Pentagon. No, it's not, because it's all a delusion to introduce, biblically speaking, what will be the Antichrist here on this earth, which is here now, in the most massive deception that you have ever witnessed, to integrate man and machine into some kind of permanent, eternal, dystopic hell. And that's where we're headed. So get right with God today, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, I love you. More importantly, take the massive action and improve your life, because no one else is going to do that for you. And if you're one of my freedom fighters out there, you're one of the men and the women, you want to be free, you want to have hope, you want to have life and live in this present and 1000X yourself, do it today with me at school at the AMTV Private Academy. 1000X Life is the promo code. You'll save $100 and get in, and then get all that content. Start a new business, social media, e-commerce, marketing. Learn how to create those sales and cash flow. Learn how to create the revenue that you're going to need, the new income streams. Learn how to do staking rewards. Learn about how to build a portfolio in the crypto marketplace, and do it when there's less competition, when everyone's warning about the worst. It's going to be a bear market, ladies and gentlemen. They want you to be scared so they can control you even more. This can be, and will be, for many of you that take this action today, your best year yet. Just many of you just can't see it yet. You've got to walk with God, walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Sometimes you're walking blind, but ladies and gentlemen, through your actions, and most importantly, through your faith, big things are headed your way. Big things. Anyways, I love you. Comments, questions in the box below. And thank you, Bush. We love you admitting the truth. Thank you, sir. Mission accomplished, George W. Those weapons of mass destruction that didn't even exist. See you at school, guys. I love you. You got to have a little fun with this. It's pretty funny as well. Jesus Christ is Lord. Link below. More stories coming. And prepare for the blackout.